I started to think differently, dream bigger, and act with more purpose. Why? Because I was around people who were already living the kind of life I wanted to live. So ask yourself, who are you learning from? Who are you modeling your life after? If you want to attract success, you need role models who are already successful. Success leaves clues, my friends. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Find people who have already achieved what you want to achieve and learn from them. Study their habits, their mindset, their routines. Success is predictable if you follow the right patterns. That's what I did with Mr. Shoaff. I followed his lead, I listened to his advice, and it changed the entire trajectory of my life. Let's talk about value. If you want to attract success, you need to become a person of value. Success isn't attracted to people who are just taking up space. It's attracted to people who are adding value to the world. And here's the key. The more value you add, the more success you will attract. But what does it mean to add value? It means solving problems. It means helping others. It means contributing more than you take. Successful people are problem solvers. They find ways to improve the world around them. They bring solutions, not complaints. They see opportunities where others see obstacles. So ask yourself, how can I add more value? How can you solve bigger problems? How can you contribute more to your job, to your business, to your community? When you become a person of value, people will seek you out. Opportunities will knock on your door. Why? Because the world rewards those who give more than they take. And remember this, the size of your success is directly proportional to the size of the problems you solve. If you solve small problems, you'll have small success. If you solve big problems, you'll attract big success. But here's something else to keep in mind. Becoming a person of value isn't just about solving external problems. It's also about working on your inner self, your character, your integrity, your ethics. People who attract lasting success are people who live by a code of values. They don't cut corners, they don't cheat, they don't deceive. They operate with integrity. Why? Because trust is the foundation of all success. If people can't trust you, you won't get very far. You might achieve some short-term gains, but it won't last. True success, lasting success, is built on trust. So be someone people can trust. Here's what Mr. Shoaff told me. He said, Jim, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. That means if you cut corners in one area of your life, it's going to spill over into other areas. If you're dishonest in one aspect, that dishonesty will seep into other parts of your life. You can't compartmentalize your character. So if you want to become a person who attracts success, start by looking at the small things. Are you keeping your promises? Are you following through on your commitments? Are you doing your best, even when no one is watching? Because it's in those small daily decisions that your character is built. And your character is what ultimately attracts or repels success. Now, I want to talk about one of the most important qualities that attracts success: discipline. Without discipline, you won't get very far. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your achievements. It's the ability to keep going when the initial excitement wears off. It's the ability to stick to a plan, to stay focused, even when distractions come your way. And I'm telling you, there will always be distractions. There will always be things trying to pull you off course. But discipline is what keeps you on track. Discipline is what separates the winners from the losers, the successful from the unsuccessful. Most people give up when things get tough. But those who attract success, they keep going. They have the discipline to do what needs to be done, even when they don't feel like it. They understand that success is not about feelings. It's about principles. It's about doing the right thing day in and day out, whether you feel like it or not. Now, discipline doesn't come naturally to most people. It certainly didn't come naturally to me. But here's the good news. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. You can build your discipline over time, just like you build your physical strength in the gym. It starts with small decisions. Maybe you wake up 30 minutes earlier than usual. Maybe you stick to your workout routine even when you'd rather stay in bed. Maybe you finish that project at work even though you're tired. Each time you make a disciplined decision, you're strengthening your discipline muscle. And over time, it becomes easier. But here's something else to remember. Discipline is about self-respect. When you discipline yourself to do the things you know you should do, you're respecting yourself. You're saying, I'm worth the effort. My goals are worth the effort. And when you respect yourself, others will respect you too. That's another key to attracting success. People are drawn to those who respect themselves, who have high standards for their own behavior. So if you want to attract success, raise your standards. Expect more from yourself. Don't settle for mediocrity. Here's another powerful principle that will help you become the person who attracts success, and that's patience. You see, success doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, not an event. And most people get frustrated because they want instant results. But the truth is, success takes time. It's like planting a seed. You don't plant a seed today and expect a tree tomorrow. You water it, you nurture it, you give it time to grow. The same is true for your success. You've got to be patient. You've got to be willing to put in the work and trust the process. Patience doesn't mean sitting around doing nothing. It means continuing to work, continuing to improve, continuing to take action, even when you don't see immediate results. It means understanding that every step you take is moving you closer to your goal, even if the progress is slow. Too many people give up too soon because they are not patient enough to see the fruits of their labor. But success belongs to those who are willing to wait, who are willing to stay the course, who are willing to keep going. Patience, my friends, is a rare quality in today's world. We live in a time where everything is instant communication, instant gratification, instant access to information. But here's the thing, real success, the kind that lasts, isn't instant. It's gradual, it's built brick by brick over time. And the only way to see that success manifest is to be patient with the process. There's an old saying, haste makes waste. When you rush through the process, you miss the lessons, you miss the growth, and ultimately, you miss the success. But while patience is important, it doesn't mean you sit back and wait for things to happen. Patience is about understanding that while you work, the results will come in due time. It's about trusting that your efforts will compound. That's the power of compounding, my friends. The small things you do consistently over time create massive results. Just like planting that seed. If you water it today and the next day and the day after that, eventually it grows into a strong tree. Same principle applies to your success. Every effort, every disciplined action, every small improvement, it all adds up. And that's why patience, combined with consistency, is a recipe for success. Now, while we're on the subject of patience, let's talk about persistence. Because if patience is the willingness to wait, persistence is the determination to keep going, no matter what. You can't attract success without persistence. Life is going to test you. There will be setbacks, there will be failures, there will be moments when you question whether it's all worth it. But I'm telling you, I've learned, persistence always pays off. Always. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often just one thing: persistence. Successful people aren't always the smartest or the most talented, but they are often the most persistent. They refuse to give up. They refuse to be discouraged. They keep going, no matter how hard it gets. Tell me, are you willing to fail on your way to success? Are you willing to keep going even when things don't go as planned? Because I'll tell you right now, if you're not willing to persist, you won't attract success. You've got to be resilient. You've got to have grit. You've got to be willing to pick yourself up every time you fall down. Success doesn't go to the person who never fails. It goes to the person who refuses to stay down. So when life knocks you down, and it will, get back up. Dust yourself off and keep moving forward. That's how you attract success. Now, here's something else about persistence. It's not just about working hard. It's about working smart. Persistence without strategy is like running on a treadmill. You're working hard, but you're not getting anywhere. You've got to be persistent with purpose. You've got to have a plan, a roadmap. You've got to know where you're going and then adjust your course as needed. Sometimes when something isn't working, it's not because you're not trying hard enough. It's because you need to change your approach. Persistence doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It means staying committed to your goal while being flexible in your approach. That's another quality of people who attract success. They are adaptable. They are willing to change their strategy when the situation demands it. They don't get stuck in one way of thinking. They're open to new ideas, new approaches, new ways of doing it. And that's important because the world is constantly changing. What worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. So you've got to be willing to evolve, to grow, to learn new skills, to embrace new opportunities.